Emily had nothing left. Her job was gone, her rent overdue, and her phone battery dead. She was walking home in the freezing night when she saw him. A man collapsed on the sidewalk, barely breathing. Her pulse spiked. No one else was around. She could walk away. But something inside her screamed to help. She dropped beside him, pressing his chest. "Stay with me," she begged. She had no idea who he was, or that saving him would change everything. "Hello, I am Michael Miles. Subscribe to my channel to dive into an unforgettable story. Let's begin." His pulse was faint. Emily's hands trembled as she tilted his head back, trying to remember the CPR training she had taken years ago. "Come on, breathe," she whispered desperately. Seconds felt like hours. She pressed down again. Nothing. Her stomach twisted with fear. What if he does not make it? What if she is too late? Then, suddenly, he gasped. A ragged, sharp breath filled his lungs. His fingers twitched. Emily exhaled in relief as his eyelids fluttered open. His eyes, deep, piercing blue, locked onto hers for a fleeting second before he coughed violently. "You are okay," Emily assured him. "You are safe." The man struggled to sit up, his face pale, sweat glistening on his forehead. "What happened?" His voice was hoarse. Emily hesitated. "You blacked out." "I thought," she swallowed, shaking her head. "You need a hospital." Before he could respond, flashing red and blue lights filled the street. Someone had called 911. Paramedics rushed over, but the man's gaze stayed fixed on Emily, as if trying to memorize her face. "She saved my life," he told the EMT weakly. Emily felt heat rise to her cheeks. "I just did what anyone would do." "No," he said firmly, his voice steadier now. "Not everyone would." Emily had no idea that this one act of kindness would set off a chain of events that would flip her world upside down. By tomorrow, everything she knew about her life would be different. The next morning, Emily woke up to the same reality she had been dreading. No job, no money, no idea how she was going to pay rent. She had barely slept, her mind replaying last night's events. The man she had saved, his face, his voice, kept flashing in her thoughts. Who was he? What had happened to him after the paramedics took him? She had not even gotten his name. With a sigh, she pulled on her worn-out sweater and stepped outside to clear her head. The crisp morning air bit at her skin, but something else made her freeze. A black SUV. The same one from last night. It was parked directly across the street. The engine was off, but Emily could see a figure in the driver's seat watching her. Her stomach twisted. Was she imagining things? Maybe she was just paranoid. Shaking it off, she started walking toward the small cafe at the corner, her only comfort on stressful mornings. But as she stepped onto the sidewalk, the SUV door opened. A man in a sharp black suit stepped out. He was tall, well-built, and had an air of authority about him. His piercing blue eyes met hers, and recognition hit her like a shockwave. It was him, the man she had saved. Emily's breath caught in her throat. He looked completely different from the weak, helpless stranger she had helped last night. Now, he looked powerful, controlled. Before she could say a word, he spoke. "Emily, right?" Her heart pounded. How did he know her name? Yes, but how? "I have been looking for you." He took a slow step closer. "I owe you my life." Emily blinked. "You do not owe me anything. No," he interrupted, his voice firm but calm. "I do." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a sleek black card. He handed it to her. Confused, she looked down at it. Liam Carter, CEO, Carter Industries. Emily's head spun. CEO? She glanced back up at him, stunned. He was watching her reaction carefully, as if trying to read her thoughts. "I want to talk," he said. "Can we go somewhere?" Every logical part of Emily's brain screamed that this was insane. She had met this man less than 12 hours ago. Now, he was standing in front of her, dressed like a billionaire, asking her to go somewhere with him. She should say no. But something about his gaze, the sincerity, the intensity, made her nod. "All right," she said hesitantly, "but just for a few minutes." He gestured toward the cafe. "After you." Inside, they found a quiet corner. The moment they sat down, Liam leaned forward, elbows on the table. "I did some research on you." Emily tensed. "What?" "You worked at St. Mary's Hospital, fired last week. You have been struggling to pay rent." He paused, his expression unreadable. "Why?" Emily swallowed hard, her fingers tightening around her cup. "Because I stood up for someone." Liam's eyes darkened with curiosity. "Tell me." Emily hesitated, but something about him made her speak. "A patient was being mistreated, an older man. He was in pain, and the hospital refused to approve his surgery because he did not have insurance. I reported it. The next day, I was fired." Liam exhaled slowly, his jaw tightening. "You risked your job for someone you did not even know?" Emily shrugged. "It was the right thing to do." For a long moment, Liam just stared at her, as if seeing something no one else did. Then finally he spoke. "Emily, what if I told you I want to change your life?" She frowned. "What do you mean?" A small, knowing smile crossed his lips. "You will find out soon enough." Emily had no idea that within hours, everything she thought she knew was about to be turned upside down. Emily stared at Liam, confusion tightening her chest. "Change my life? How?" Liam leaned back, his fingers tapping lightly against the table. "You saved my life without knowing who I was. You did not expect anything in return." His piercing blue eyes locked onto hers. "People like you are rare." Emily swallowed hard. "I do not understand. What does that have to do with me?" Liam exhaled, as if carefully choosing his words. "I built my company from the ground up, but I did not always have money. I know what it is like to struggle, to wonder how you will survive the next day." He paused. "But success does not just come from making the right business moves. It comes from surrounding yourself with the right people." Emily frowned. "And you think I am the right person?" Liam gave a slow nod. "You have integrity, courage. You stand up for what is right, even when it costs you everything." He studied her carefully. "I need someone like you. Someone who does not chase money but values people." Emily's pulse quickened. "You are offering me a job?" A small smirk tugged at the corner of Liam's lips. "Something like that." Before she could press for details, Liam pulled out his phone and typed something. Within seconds, the cafe door swung open. A sharply dressed man walked in, carrying a sleek black folder. Without a word, he placed it on the table in front of Emily and left. Emily hesitated before flipping it open. The first page made her heart stop. Job offer, Carter Industries, executive assistant to the CEO. Her breath caught. Salary, $250,000 per year. Her hands trembled as she turned to Liam. This cannot be real." Liam folded his arms. "It is very real." Emily shook her head. "I do not have corporate experience. I am a nurse. Why would you offer me this?" Liam's expression softened. "Because this job is not about experience. It is about trust." Emily's stomach twisted. "Trust? In what way?" "I have been looking for someone who sees beyond money, someone who will not just tell me what I want to hear, but what I need to hear." Liam's voice was steady. "Last night you could have walked away, but you stayed. You fought to save a stranger's life. That is the kind of person I need by my side." Emily felt like the ground had been pulled from beneath her feet. This had to be a dream. There was no way she had gone from jobless and broke to being handed an opportunity most people could only imagine. Her lips parted, but no words came out. Liam slid the contract closer. "Take a day to think about it. If you say yes, your new life begins tomorrow." Emily's hands shook as she closed the folder. She had spent the past week drowning in uncertainty, and now, in front of her, was an escape, a fresh start. But it felt too good to be true. Liam stood. "I will send a car for you in the morning. If you are in, get in. If not, no hard feelings." And with that, he walked away, leaving Emily frozen in place. She had less than 24 hours to decide. Emily barely slept that night. The job offer sat on her tiny kitchen table, the bold numbers staring back at her. $250,000 a year, more money than she had ever dreamed of. But it was not just the salary, it was the way Liam had looked at her, as if he saw something in her that she could not even see in herself. Was this real, or was she walking into something she did not understand? Morning arrived faster than she expected, and with it, a sleek black car pulled up outside her building. Emily stood at her window, her heart pounding. This was it, her choice. She inhaled deeply, grabbed her bag, and before she could talk herself out of it, she walked out the door. The moment she stepped outside, the driver opened the door. "Miss Emily, Mr. Carter is expecting you." She hesitated for only a second. Then, she slid into the car. The ride to Carter Industries was smooth, but silent. As the towering glass building came into view, Emily's stomach flipped. She had spent her whole life in hospitals, not corporate offices. Was she really about to do this? Inside, everything felt surreal. Employees moved with purpose, dressed in expensive suits. No one questioned why she was there. It was as if they had been expecting her. Then the elevator doors opened to the top floor. Liam stood by the window, his back to her, looking out over the city skyline. "You came," he said, turning. Emily swallowed hard. "I still do not understand why me." Liam studied her for a long moment before speaking. "Because I believe in potential, not just resumes, and because I trust you." Emily's chest tightened. Trust. That word again. Liam gestured to the seat across from him. "Before you sign anything, I need you to know the truth." Her pulse spiked. "The truth?" Liam leaned forward. "I was not just some stranger who collapsed that night. Someone tried to kill me." The air in the room changed. Emily's hands clenched. "What?" Liam exhaled. "I was poisoned. Someone inside my company wants me dead. If you had not saved me, they would have succeeded." Emily's body went cold. Poisoned? That is why I need someone I can trust. Someone who does not care about my money or power. Someone who will not betray me. Liam's voice was steady. "I do not just want you as my assistant. I want you as my eyes and ears." Emily's mind raced. This was not just a job. It was something far more dangerous. "And if I say no?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Liam smiled, but it did not quite reach his eyes. "Then you walk away. No consequences." Emily looked at the contract in front of her. She had been searching for a way to survive, a way to rebuild her life. And now she had it. But was she ready for what came with it? Slowly, her fingers wrapped around the pen. She had made her choice.